Well, oh yeah, I have two monitors, and I bought this big TV. So now I'm using my regular monitor as my main. So let me move over here. I figure I will um, wearing a mask all the time. Sometimes I just don't shave for a while, but I can't really grow a beard. Um, yeah. So how to pass your 90 day um, at the post office? What I've learned, and I'm now finishing routes under 6 hours or around 6 hours. I'm getting it done by before 3 o'clock. And how I've done that. Also, some things. Um, I should be more organized, but I'll get the information of what I'm learning. Um, Attendance. Um, every office might be a little bit different. Okay. One office, different supervisors are different. One supervisor might be okay with something that another won't. Um, Different offices are more lenient, especially about the time that you're supposed to be back by. So, if you have a supervisor who's really anal, just don't take it personal. Supervisors come and go. Even in the I got hired in August. I finally started working in November, um, and I've seen like four different ones come and go. And I'm in a very small office. Only has like 12 routes or 10 routes. Um, the weather sucks where I'm at. I I can't. I'm really far away. Um, I drive a lot. I'm driving 110 miles a day to get to and from work. I'm 55 miles away. So I'm hoping to be able to transfer closer to home. Uh, I'm definitely not going to move out there. So attendance is probably the biggest thing. Attendance. Don't call out sick. Right now in my office, I'm doing a full route, and also then I have to do a piece of another route. And the reason being is because people are calling out sick, taking time or whatever. And when they're short and they have an empty route, which is a route that doesn't have a mail carrier, guess what? As a CCA, you're going to have to do it. At first hearing the boss say what he said, every route here is 5 hours. I don't know, man. But I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting them now done before 3. The other day was 2:30. So I guess he might be close. I don't know. But they expect you there at my office to get a piece done as well as your route. Well, as a CCA, you won't really have a route per se. Um, you can do a hold down once you've worked long enough, and where if a regular is out for a long time, you can basically take his place till he comes back. My office has someone that got mad, and I don't know, he's going to retire or not. He hasn't been It's not my business. And then there's other people that are out, and so yeah, I'm on a route now. So I'm not exactly on one route though, but I'm doing a route when I come in. Um, there's like three people that don't have a route that um, have a lot more seniority than me. And it's a small office, so a lot of people have to be out pretty much for me to get a route. Um, That's why being in a small office kind of sucks. It's good when it comes to getting along with people. If you get along with people, it's pretty cool. The people I work with are nice. They're pretty cool. So I like it. Um, but yeah, attendance. Show up. Put effort in. Don't take shit personally. Um, now, I typically, mass majoritively, I don't change up the DPS at all. The DPS it's the mail. It's a small mail. Okay. What the hell? I don't know what the hell it stands for. Um, but it's the small mail, the regular mail. The flats are the big mail, like magazines, periodicals, and stuff like that are big. So you have a bundle that's big and the regular mail that's in your hand. Okay. The FSS, what the hell does FSS stand for? But it's in the yellow trays. And that's the thing about the post office is their rules, and I haven't gotten any trouble for failure to take instruction. Um, but you're supposed to have three bundles. Um, in my office, I think they might see me do it, but they're not giving me shit for it. It's kind of like the police. Like an example, if it's a clear night out and you have your fog lamps on, you can get stopped by the police and be given a ticket. But most of the police aren't going to give you a ticket for it because they just don't enforce it. So I case my FSS, just kind of waiting for them to tell me not to. And they have, I think they're letting it go. You know, I mean, it's a petty infraction, but I can get in trouble for it. I wouldn't do that in another office when I work at another office. I work. Sometimes I'm loaned out to other offices. So yeah, different offices, different supervisors. Like in the same office, there's the big boss. He's not in there now. He's very anal about the very tiny rules. Wouldn't really do it in front of him. Well, yeah, small petty things. Um, Sometimes they might let it go, but technically you're not supposed to case your FSS. And that's just something that. But yeah, when it comes to like changing the order of the mail, I don't do that. Um, but I guess when it comes to the scanner, has like a function on it. It says, "How am I doing?" And you can look at the traverse rate. And if the traverse rate is too much, it sends a signal to the supervisor telling them that you're not delivering the mail in the order. Now, that's the thing that I almost got into like an argument over. You're like, we don't want to get you in trouble. We don't want you to be in any trouble. They were like, I don't really care because I was a carrier. And, but I don't want you to get in trouble because the district, I guess, is who sees it. And then I guess what they can do is they can audit your route, and then they will look and see what you've done on your route via the the tracking, and then I guess you can face some disciplinary action. Um, so I was telling him, I'm like, hey, I'm not moving the DPS around at all. I'm following the mail. Following the mail is just like going to where your next mail is supposed to be. You use your DPS as the guide, and you're just going wherever your next envelope is. Pretty much simple. So in my mind, I'm following the DPS. There's no way I'm out of sequence because I'm doing what the DPS is telling me. But the boss told me that your park points are regulated, that you're supposed to park where you're supposed to park, which I didn't really know. Pretty much what I do is I'll look at the start of the loop that I've got from the case. And what I've done is I've written the case down on a notebook, the street, and then the numbers for each loop. So then I have it with me in the truck. So it's just easier. What I do is every beginning of the loop, I'll take the first letter and make it go vertical, and then I can just easily grab and go. So what I'll do is I'll park at the start of each loop in a position that's convenient. I like to try to park where I can start and end the loop where the truck's parked, where you can get in and out easy. So sometimes I could be wrong where I guess what happened was I had gotten done with my loop on Hoosick Street, and now I'm going to go over to the college to pick up from the mailroom. And I was like, okay, well, on a future loop, I'm passing that. I have a couple boxes. I might as well deliver that because I'm passing that street. I'm passing that exact address. So I'm going to just bang out those two boxes because at the end of the route, I do a pretty much a loop that is taking a left on Corinth, going across Corinth, which crosses Davenport, and then here's Bond, and then Ashland, and then you take another left on Davenport, and voila, you're right here. So pretty much it's a box. So near the end of that loop, I had a couple boxes. So I'm passing it, so I decided to deliver it. So I guess the scanner picked that up as an out of order sequence and alerted the bosses. It's out of sequence. Park points, I guess, are included. So for me, I was like, well, how could I be out of sequence? I'm doing exactly what the DPS is telling me to. I'm taking the DPS, I'm not changing it around, and I'm delivering it. But I guess there's different, that's not the only thing that they consider when it comes to being in sequence of delivering the mail. So, yeah, different offices might be more anal than others. I don't know how accurate it is though, because the day after I followed the advice, and it still said that I had like 50% traverse rate. That's impossible. I just couldn't understand. Most of my park points that I was using was the ones that I should have used. And that the next day I used the ones that he said. So I just say, I don't know. It's weird. The scanner has said I had fast accelerations before when I didn't even start the vehicle yet. So that's weird. I didn't even drive yet. And it tells me I have 4 fast accelerations. So I don't know. But I guess you have to be careful about that. Part of following instruction. So don't create your own routes. I guess, or abuse it. Some routes seem to be easier than others. The boss told me, he's like, all the routes are the same, they're all 5 hours. Some routes are just easier to get done in a faster period of time. They just feel faster. I think a big part of it is some of them are more intuitive. It's easier to think about the loops and where you're going, and some are just the way they've been set up by the regular is just not so intuitive. Me, I like doing loops that would be just up one side of the street and back down the other. And then sometimes you have a situation where you could be that way, but now you're doing crisscrosses across the street. It's just like, what the frig, man? I don't know. Straight lines, don't waste time. You have your mail ready by the time you get to the box and you move. Don't overthink it. And a huge part of how I've gotten faster is I use the load feature, and the zone, I don't pay attention to the zone. I pay attention to the sequence order number. That's below it. It's the sequence hashtag. That's the number. I write that number, the specific number. And it's perfect. It goes to the case. And then I just put the bigger number in first, the lower number in last. And you don't have to spend any time thinking about it, really, because it is going to be in order, even though the number, it might have an 845 and then the next one might be 801. It doesn't matter. It's just the greater number to the least number. So when I load the truck, it's a lot faster to load the truck. And they're all in order. So I don't have to hunt and find, and I can look ahead, and I see what's next, and I know exactly where it is in the truck. When I put my spurs, boom, they're in my satchel in order. Then all I have to remember is the next number. I mean, it's really what has made me faster. I'm not missing packages anymore. Carry as much as you can, hop less. So you want to try to carry all your spurs for a loop. You don't want to hop your spurs. And I'll often carry a box. If I know I only have one box, I'll carry the dang thing because I know it's going to be faster. Then I don't have to hop anything. And then I can just go right to the next loop and bang out that loop. Take the shortcuts. Try to take shortcuts across lawns. Try to take a straight line and have your mail ready by the time you get to the box. And you'll fly right through it. Get out of the truck really quick. Grab your spurs, and using that sequence number and the package look ahead, it's good. It works. Especially as you get to know the route better, you get better because now you're going to know where all the boxes are. Now you kind of remember the names, and that really helps. Huge part, getting out of the office fast. That's huge. Get out of the office. You get into a routine, and then that routine helps you become faster. What I do is I'll case whatever I have. I'll sneak my FSS. I'll case that. I'll check my hot case. And usually they get done scanning all the packages by 8:30, 8:30, 8:15. Sometimes it sucks when it's around 9, but I usually wait as long as I can um, on that because I want that package load to work. So then I'll number the labels. One thing I'll just take from the hamper. I see some people organizing onto a cart and then bringing it out. Me, I just take from the hamper and then push the hamper out to the truck. I don't even use the dock. And then I'll scan, put the number, put it into the truck. Scan, put the number in order, and then boom, it's in there. Now, what I'll do for the spurs is I'll take like 5 of those plastic trays, put them on a cart, and then I scan the spur and I just put them, if I have like 100s and below 2, depending on how many spurs, I'll throw it in one tray, 200 or 300 in another, and then I'll have them all organized by the number. Like I'll have 800s, 700s in one, 6 and 500s in another, and vice versa. And then I'll put them all in order by the number. And then that's pretty quick. And then I'll put my DPS on there. I'll put my cooler on there, my satchel, and then I'll pull down after I've scanned and my final time, and then haul it out to the truck. Now I'm getting out of the office at like 8:45. The packages are finally scanned, usually by 8:30. So yeah, getting out on the street before 9 o'clock really helps. Mentally, it helps. It's huge because back not too long ago, I was getting out of the office sometimes at like 10:30. Now, some routes are more difficult than others to get out really super early because some routes just have a heavier load of packages than others. And yeah, then you're starting your day feeling behind, and that's just yeah. So getting out of the office, using the sequence number that's on is huge. Then you know what you have next. You know where it is. You don't have to hunt. You're saving a lot of time. You're not trying to, oh man, what do I have? Because you have it. You know what I mean? It's there. You can just check it instantly. And now you're just focused on flowing and merging in the spurs to the mail and delivering it and bang, knocking them out, going loop to loop to loop. So that's pretty much, I no longer deliver packages ahead of the loop anymore. The only time was like that instance. I was taking a left and a left and a left to get to the college. And I was passing by an opportunity, so I took it. And today I had a couple big packages that I couldn't carry. And I'm on Kemp Avenue, and that in the middle over here. Well, I'm like, well, I'm not going to deliver the packages right now because I know that I'm going to go back down the street at the end of the day to do the loop that's further down this street. Because at this loop, we're going back the other way. So I'm like, why don't I just deliver the packages to this house when I'm going to pass it anyway? So therefore, I saved myself a lot of time. Rather than doing it twice, I did it just once. I probably saved 5 to 10 minutes doing that. So it all adds up. And you get faster and you feel more confident. And I was on a route today that I never done. I'm aware of it. I've delivered packages for it, but I haven't done it. But got it done. So yeah, that's pretty much getting good at setting up your truck, having your truck organized. Then you're out on the street and it's easy. You set it up, and then it's easy after that. If you don't set yourself up right, you're going to waste time. So I use that sequence number. It really does help. It's just easy. And of course, the zones are the same. You're putting those packages in the zone. It's just that the sequence number is more specific. So therefore, it's more helpful rather than have a bunch thrown in a zone that are all scrambled. If you have the sequence number, then it's all in order. You know what I mean? It's just so much better. It doesn't take too long to write a number on a label. Now, maybe there might be some supervisors out there at some different locations that might not want you writing on the label. That's possible. My shop doesn't mind. They're pretty laid back about things like that when the boss is away. So it's good to be in a shop like that. It's a little bit more laid back. Because sometimes it gets a little bit, carried away with all the rules. Got to follow the rules, and they get really anal about stuff like you're not supposed to case your FSS. You're not supposed to collate when you're on the street. I like 2 bundles, not 3. Are you committing a crime by making 2 bundles? You're making it better because you're going to be faster. Yeah, you might be 30s or a minute slower in the truck, but you might be 2 or 5 minutes faster on the street. It's a win-win, you know what I mean? It's just, petty rules. I keep on forgetting to scan return to office. It's just a habit. Part of, if you're in a routine, then you don't forget, right? So, yeah, attendance, just put in good effort. Don't worry. If you just put in good effort, you'll get better. And yeah, attendance. Attendance pretty much is the same for any job, right? Pretty much any jobs, you got to show up. It's kind of a bum deal. Sometimes I was on my day off, verified by the boss, and an hour later, he's calling me. Someone called out sick. I need you to come in tomorrow. I was like, what the hell, man? They say that if you don't answer the phone, don't respond, you can't get in trouble. But I don't know. But yeah, you get that in a small shop. You're calling out sick. Guess what? Your coworker's going to have to do your work for you. When we get done with a route, and the day's not done because someone called out sick, and you have to pick up the slack. So yeah, I'm working almost 2 weeks in a row of work. I can handle it, but yeah, that's because people quit and people call sick, and so therefore they're short, and it means I get the hours, because when it's a full boat, I'm being called in now at like 9 o'clock. So I'm not complaining, because when I have a route, I'm in at 7:30, Because the reason why they have me in at 9 is because I'll be doing pieces. And then they'll be like, well, we can't give you office time because you're not doing a route, which technically they give you like 56 minutes to do office time, I guess. You're supposed to get out on the street within the hour, I guess. But yeah, just keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, the packages, the sequence number is huge. We're trying to merge in the delivery of the packages in with the mail when you're on the loop. Yeah, don't walk too much. Limit your deadheading. That'll help too. Recognize a situation you should dismount versus walk as well. But that's also part of the sequence order of things. If you're supposed to dismount or are you supposed to walk it? Sometimes when you don't know a route and you're at it and you know the loop keeps on going around to another street and then comes back down, you might think it's a dismount. But it's not. Sometimes you just don't know if you don't have a route description. And some offices are a little lax on things like that. So some others aren't. Some are really spot on about it. They'll give you a route description, you see it, and it's easy. But some are a little bit more lax about things like that. So, like my office doesn't use the Copilot on Sunday for Amazon. The battery will go dead anyway, and we don't have the trucks with the chargers, so that can be a good thing. Now that I know the streets a lot better, it's not as big of a deal. But, I'm not from the area, and I didn't know anything about the area. So I'm like, what the frick? Here I am delivering in an area I don't know. And the thing that's crazy about this town, they don't put street signs on every corner. So sometimes I'm at an intersection, and they don't have the sign for what the street is. So I'm like, damn, what street is this? It's just, yeah. Drives you crazy. But I know the streets better now. So what I'm doing on Sundays now, instead of making a list, I have all my routes in the back, and I bring to the front beside me what I'm currently working on. So, okay, I'm knocking out Phelps Ave. Okay, I bring everything forward from Phelps Ave. Boom, knock that out. Then I bring forward the next street, and whatever I'm currently on is right in front of me. And then, bang, knock it out. And then rinse and repeat. Bring everything forward that you're currently working on, that you can currently see. Then you're not forgetting because you see it with your eyes and you have it in order. Then you're not having to play the memory game, right? Because I don't use Pat Load Truck on Amazon Sunday because it just doesn't work. So that's what I do. So at first, you might worry about, will you get fast enough? And I was worried because when I was starting, man, I was barely finishing. It'd be like 6:30 at night. Of course, it was Christmas. A lot more packages. But I was worried. I was like, man, I'm working fast. I'm working hard. I'm not taking any breaks. And here I am not able to finish. But now I'm getting done before 3 o'clock. So I've made improvements. And those are the things that I've done. I'm not making mistakes. like I was, not backtracking. If you do miss a package, think, okay, when am I going to pass this location again? Okay, rectify it then. Don't rectify it right away. You're going to head back to the office, right? Well, that's a perfect time to rectify a, a missed package. Then you're continuing to flow the route. And then when you're done, on your way back to the office, you drop them off. Simple. And then it's not as big of a deal. You don't lose as much time fixing a mistake like missing a package that you missed that's in the back of the truck. And the package look ahead has the green check mark, which means that you've scanned it. And that means it's in your truck because you've scanned it. If it's red, it says it's not loaded, or it's loaded, but you didn't scan it. So then you're like, oh, okay. And it has the number beside it. And on the sequence number, if they're the same, that means they're the same stop. So you might have 5 that say 53. Well, you know that all those 53s belong to the same address. So it's easy. Multiple at the same address will have the same number. And then you just put in the high end first and the low end last. And then you don't have to do any organizing, really, because they're all in order from beginning to end. And it doesn't take too long to load it. And so now you're freeing up your mind to think about other things, and therefore becoming more efficient. And yeah, just don't overthink it. Just go and do. Grab and go. Just boom, grab it and go. Because sometimes you can kill a lot of time thinking too much, and then you're not doing it. So yeah, that's how I've improved. It's possible that if I did the same thing at this office in another office, maybe I wouldn't have passed my 90. It's possible. Different offices might see you differently. I mean, at the other offices I help out, they like me. They say I'm a good worker. They call my office and they request me. So I know that I'll be okay there, but you never know. I mean, I was originally hired for Chicopee, and maybe I might not have panned out there. I mean, there was a big chunk of time where I wasn't doing any mail. That's because it's a small office. So all I was doing was running packages. So I didn't get the chance, really, until I worked at other offices to get more mail experience. Then someone quit at my office, and that allowed me to get on routes. Then people were calling out sick. So now I'm getting a lot better. It's because I'm getting more mail experience. So therefore I'm getting better. You get better by doing. Especially if you see a route and continue to see the same route, you're going to get better. I used to be psyched to get it done before 5. Now I'm getting it done 2 days in a row before 3. So because now I know the loops. What I do is I have a notebook and I look at the case. I put the street name, the number, and then in parentheses, I'll put the loop, like, oh, okay, 100 through 101. 100-101 in parentheses. Then the next loop. So now I have a sheet of paper and it says the loops and also says each street for the loops. So it's basically on one sheet of paper that is basically the case. So now if I'm ever really, I don't want to spend too much time fingering and thinking too much, well, geez, I have it on a sheet of paper here. Perfect. I can just grab until the next loop. Oh, okay. The next loop is Chapman, and I'm on this. Okay. Now all I have to do is just grab until I see the next street. Perfect. A lot quicker. Then I'm not really having to finger as long because now I can just more quickly. Of course, with the vertical, I do that. I sneak, do that at the beginning of the day when I show up at work early. I'll be like, make them all vertical. And therefore I can just grab and go on each. Technically, yeah, it's another rule. One boss just lets it go, but the other one catches me, he'll yell at me. So, because it's working off the clock, and you're not supposed to do that. But I wouldn't want to do that during office time because I don't want to waste office time. You want to prioritize what you need to do in office. So then if I'm on the street, I might go ahead a couple loops only to do the vertical thing. And then on the next loop, go ahead a couple. And then I'll be able to get the whole thing done, but not do it all at once, just so I can manage time better. So yeah, you just keep on doing it. You'll get better. And as you get to know the route, you get better. And then you know the loops. That's huge. So, yeah, I was worried, and now I know what I've done is making the mistakes I've made. Now I know that really my merging in the packages more smoothly during each loop has really drastically in that sequence number. I'm no longer consumed thinking about what packages do I have. Because it really slowed me down because that's what I'm focusing on. And then I'm missing a package and I'm like, fuck. And so, yeah, I'm really now not thinking about it because I don't need to because now I have the truck organized. Just like with Amazon, when I used to do Amazon, I have my car organized. Now I've found a way to do it at the post office, and it's really made things smoother. So once you get things down, you make it a habit, then you don't forget, and then you get faster. And that's it. The rain, I don't know. I'd rather have snow, to be honest with you. I don't like the idea of ruining the mail from the rain. It bothers me. I'm going to have to find some way to protect the mail from the rain. I don't care about being out in the rain, but it drives me crazy to have the mail just ruined in my hand because of the downpouring rain. I got to find a better way to protect the mail. But I will let you guys go. And thank you to the new subscriber, and thank you for the people who have subscribed and watch. And I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you.